Hello and welcome to AorbTech. This is another session about NumPy series, and this session we will discuss random sampling. So the agenda of today session, first we will see how random.random is work. We'll generate some different random values. It basically create a different float value. Then we'll generate some integers value using randint function using NumPy. After that we will see a seed function is in NumPy, and we will see how we can use seed, and second last we will see how we can choose a different value from the given array, and last we'll see how we can change a random order of a given array. So let's start with it. So before going to start, as we know that we need to import our package, and the package is import numpy as np. Let quickly run. So it will take some time. So let's start with random sampling. If I see the basic definition, random sampling is basically you create a random value, and this random value don't have any order. You can create any random value in a list, array, or maybe a different matrix of a different random value. So let's start with random.random function in NumPy. Let's say I wanted to take a and I wanted to create a value np.random.random, and I will pass a value. For example, I wanted to create 4 random value. Random.random will give us a 4 value, and if I show you here, and as you can see that we create a 4 random value. This random value will start from 0 to 1, so, and it will create any random value. So if I copy, and I will create maybe this time 8, I'll give a different name, for example, and yeah, as you can see that we create 8 random value. So if you want to create a random value, instead of this is array, basically you create, if you want to create in a matrix, I'll create a matrix. Let's say that I want to take np dot again random, and then you will take another parenthesis and you pass a value. So I pass a value 2 row and 3 column. If I print, you get the results, and this results is contain 2 rows and 3 column. The values 0 to 1, and it's any random value. So let me show you another example maybe, and I will say that 1, and I said that I will take, for example, 5 and 9, which means that I'm creating 5 rows and 9 column, and it will generate the value based on those dimension that I mentioned here. So very simple. You just use the function after importing the NumPy package random.random, and it will generate a value from 0 to 1, and how many values you want to create, you simply pass the values. Either you want to create array, you simply pass any one value, or if you want to create a matrix, then you pass another parenthesis and pass the dimension. The first dimension will be like rows, and the second one will be column. So I hope this will be clear. Now I'll move forward to the next topic. Now we will see random.randint function, how we can use in NumPy. So if I explain, random.randint is basically create a integers value. Previously we using random.random, we create a float value. The value start from 0 to 1, and now you will see how we can create an integers value. So let me take, let's say that I will take x, and I say that np dot random dot rand int, and if I pass the value, and I say that I wanted to take maybe 4 value, and if I run x, you will see that 3. Why? Because we provide a range here. So previously we just provide how many values you wanted to create, and here you basically provide the range. So from 0 to 3 it will create any random integers value 1. And if I say that I wanted to take the value between 1 to 100, and if I run, it will generate any one value based on this range 1 to 100. So this is how randint is work. Let me show you another example. If I say that I wanted to take 1 to 11, for example 7 to 11, or if I print, take another variable instead of going the same one, x. So if I run, it will give one value, any random value started from 7 to 11. So if you want to create a matrix, and let me show you how we can pick a matrix, np dot random, sorry, spell issue, random dot randint, and I say that I take 1 to 100 range value, create 3 rows and 4 column. So if I print, you will see the magic. We create a random matrix here. The range values any random value started from 1 to 100, and the dimension, I mean the matrix, is like 3 rows and 4 column. So let me show you another example quickly, and I said that I'll take 3, and I said that I take started from 120 to maybe 101, and it will create 5 column and 5 row. If I print, you will get the results 5 by 5 matrix, and the value is started from 101 to 120, any random values. So that's how a random dot randint function is working in NumPy. Simply just passing a range of the value, it will give any random values. So I hope it's clear for you. Now we'll move forward to the next topic. Now we will see how we can use random.seed function, and for example random.seed is used when we want to create a random value but constant random value. Let me show you with example. Let's say that I take this function, and for example I take, instead of matrix, I just pass the range for to 10, and if I pass m4, I change the name as well, it will create any random value started from 4 to 10. So if I this function run, it will create a different value. If I run it again, it will create again different value. If I run it again, it will create another different value. So if I copy the whole line of code and I paste, and if I want to run this time, you will see a different value as you see previously. So why we use random seed? What's the purpose? So if I use random dot random seed and you just pass any value, just random value just take, and for example I say that np dot random dot seed, and I pass for example value, and if I run again and again, you will see a constant value, but here it will be different value. But by using random.seed function, you simply generate a random value but a constant random value. So for example, if I copy this command and if I run again, sorry, I need to go to the next line. If I run it again, now you'll see we get 8, and if I run it again multiple times, we'll get the same results. That's how our random.seed function is work. Maybe questions came into your mind that why you pass this 0 value, why not some other values? Yes, you definitely pass another value as well. I just pass a 0 value. This 0 value will create a random value, a constant random value when I run on next time. But if you change the a number of seed here, it will create a different random value and it will link with this seed. So every seeds has their own constant random variables. So you can take any number, and for example I take this example, and let me show you the quick example. If I pass 42, so it will not give me the results of it, it will give me a different random integers results 7. So if I run this command again and I will give a different name, it will give me the same results. So seed values, it depends to create a random constant values. So this was a different random values and this was different random constant values. So I hope this will help to understand how random.seed function is work. Now we will see how random.choice is work. Random.choice is basically you basically select any random value. So how it will work, let's say that I take array and I set that any random value 1 2 2 4, maybe not repeat, 3 5 7 4 9 and 10 maybe. So now we'll use nb.random.choice, and if I run, it will select any random value from the above array that we create. So yeah, as you can see that it's make a choice of 7 element from this array. So that's how a random.choice is work. Maybe you play a game while guessing a random value, so you create a function 1 to 10, and then you basically guessing so how many times you were correct. So that's the same way you can create the game. And if I run this again, and it will give me a different results, maybe a same one as well happens. So if I run it again, it will make a different choice. This time it make a choice of 2. Last time I'll try and it will make a choice of 3. So as you can see, start from 9, then 2, then 3, and so on and so on. So that's how a random dot choices work. So let's start with the next topic, which is our last topic of today's session. Now we'll see how the random dot permutation is work. So let me take any array, for example, and I say that 1 4 7 6 8, and random dot permutation is basically changing the order of a given array. So let me show you how it's work. If I say that np dot random dot permutation, if I pass the value of x and if I run, you will see the results. As you can see, the order is changed. So in choice we see random.choice is basically select any random value from the given array, but random.permutation is basically change the order randomly of the respected array that we passed here. So if I copy this line, then if I run it again, you get a different results. So if I try one more time, and you see different results. So that's how random dot permutation is work. So that's the end of today's session. I hope it's clear for you. If you have any question, feel free to write in the comment section. For the source code, you can visit our website, and the link I will paste in this video description as well. So please like, share, and subscribe our channel, and stay tuned for more videos regarding AI, machine learning, and data science. Until then, see you, goodbye.